Hello, 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 wonderful humans. Happy Monday. I had a very nice weekend, and I don't know what I was going to say with an R, and went hiking outside of Seattle. So that was super soul nourishing. But today I wanted to talk with you all about the power of two little itty bitty words. Yes and no. So I want to talk first about yes, because as women specifically, we are basically over yesers and we become people pleasers, and that yes word becomes essentially like a knee-jerk reaction, especially if you are a people pleaser. I am a recovering people pleaser, so I know this pattern very well, and I gotta say, it's really kind of nice to not do that anymore. And so, and I had to learn how to say no. Okay. And so there's like just like everything in the universe, like there is the light side and the shadow side, the pluses and the minuses of each. Okay. So what happens with yes, right? You could become a people pleaser, but then there are also the type of people that just say no to everything, and no to experiences, no to your kids, no to like everything and everything. And then what happens is your world gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So I had this like super amazing like soul friend. You guys ever have one of those soul friends where you're just like, it doesn't matter where in the world you are, like you could just pick up, like yesterday I call them my soul sisters. Hector was my soul brother, and he passed away, I don't know, I want to say maybe 5 years ago, somewhere around when Jack died. It was like a kind of a double whammy. But he was this amazing artist, and he was just this beautiful, like free spirit artist, and he made this awesome painting, and I know I have a print of it somewhere, but I have no idea where it is. But it was like this surreal like castle, and it was all blues, and the castle was in the background, and it was super awesome. It was huge. And then in the forefront of the painting was this like orange feather, okay, or maybe it was a leaf, but I saw it as a feather. And so he was telling me that the name of the painting was What If I Say Yes? And I was like, okay, well, tell me about that. And so he was saying, and this was like back in my New York City days, and he was saying like, I'd go ask people to like go hang out, and it was always no, 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 right? And then like the more you say no, the smaller your world gets, right? So he decided to make this painting of like, what if I say yes? And how would my world be different if I said yes to opportunities? And at the time I was single, and I was like, maybe there's something to that. So I was like, maybe I'll say yes to people if they ask me out, unless they were like super creepy vibes, and then absolutely no. But I was kind of like, it was one of those things that was like food for thought, right? And I was just like, how often do I say no to things as my knee-jerk reaction? And so I took, he had little postcards made that said, what if I say yes? And I literally had that postcard on my fridge for like years. And I'm pretty sure I still have it someplace in a box in my house. But it is, and maybe I should kind of find it and put it on my refrigerator again, because I always joke that I have the no twins, because anytime I suggest something, it's just no, and it's shut down. But maybe, and I'm trying to say maybe it's tweens, but I don't really think it's tweens, because they've always kind of been like that. And then it kind of got worse after Jack died. So it's kind of like this work in progress between yes and no. But when you start to say yes to things like, hey, maybe it's going for a walk with somebody that you don't really know, that you want to get to learn about, or whatever, just be aware of, if you're heavy on the nose, then maybe you want to lighten up with some yeses, right? And then conversely, if you're heavy on the yeses and you're saying yes to everything, then you got to hit up the nose a little bit more often. Like even today I was trying to coordinate with a couple of girlfriends because we're gonna it's really exciting. I'm half Ukrainian and they're half Eastern European as well, and we're gonna make stuffed cabbage, and we're gonna make palmelli, and we're gonna make all these like Ukrainian and Eastern European foods. And we were all trying to go to this market together, and then I was just like, and it was something I really wanted to do, but my schedule just wasn't working for it. And I was just like, you know what? I was like, I don't want to be overscheduled this week, so you all go without me and I'll just go another time. And it was so nice to be like, I don't want to overschedule myself. So there. But that was kind of like a no. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is that power of no. Okay. And I would love to hear from you all and hear and see, like, are you more of a yes person that you feel exhausted and drained and resentful, and then like all of that resentment kind of turns into rage? And just, by the way, side note, if you're in the Seattle area, one of my things on my to-do list is to look into one of those rage rooms, because I want to bring some ladies over to the rage room so we could get that fucking rage out. So if you're interested, DM me or drop it in the chat. Actually, DM me. That would be better because it'll be in there instead of getting lost in a feed somewhere. Because we have so much pent up rage because we've been societally conditioned that it's not okay to express our anger. And so it's just getting trapped and repressed and suppressed and gah. Anyway, so that was a little reminder that if you're interested in a rage room, hit me up. The power of no. That is what I was going to say. So if you are literally saying yes all the time, you are going to be depleted and resentful and exhausted. And who the hell wants to feel like that? I know I don't. I'm sure you all don't want to either. And so it is about learning how to say no. And when you have that yes as a knee-jerk reaction, it is really hard to learn how to say that. And so you don't have to say no, like straight up, like, no, I'm not doing it. Because, I mean, you could. I would appreciate it because I like directness. But like, if it's hard for you, you could always say, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Because when you say that, it gives you that pause. It gives you that that breath, essentially, to check in with your body to be like, do I really want to do that? Do I have space in my calendar to do that? Do I want to hang out with this person? Is this person an energy drain? Did they give me life? Do they not? Like, and so when you say, let me think about it and get back to you, you know what happens? The other person says, all right, and then you get back to them and then you say no, like, sorry, I can't make it or whatever. And they're not going to have a problem with it. And if they do have a problem with it, that's their own like codependent stuff. Right. And so, so ask yourself, like, you want to be able to strike that balance, right? You don't want to say no to everything. You want to say yes to the stuff that is going to bring you energy and expand yourself. I was reading, I was listening to it, a great book, Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. It's all about psychedelic assisted therapy, which I'm totally getting into. And if you're interested in that, hit me up. Also, I'm doing it with ketamine, which is the only legal psychedelic on the market right now. And I'm applying to certification programs. So that's very exciting for me. But in one of the questions that he was just writing, and he asked the question, and I just loved it, was, does this feel expansive to you, or does it feel restrictive to you? And so ask yourself those questions, feel what it feels like in your body, to have that expansive energy, something that feels good? Django's making noises. Or does it feel restrictive and constrictive? Okay, so those are your yeses and your nos. And sometimes your nos are expansive and your yeses are constrictive. So like I said, there's always that holographic image in the universe. So that is what I wanted to share with you all today. I will be in here all week, and I will see you on the flip side. Mwah! Bye.